smoother and easygoing than someone who has not been in that arena before and then coming in and then he comes to hold up himself. He doesn't throw himself out. He doesn't, keep that confident level or that atmosphere of self-belief and then he's like too timid and then he's self-reserved because he doesn't see, his self-esteem is so low, and so these are all processes where our A national team can be formalized. When you look at a player like Aaron, for instance, Aaron has seen himself in the under 17. He has seen himself in the under 20s twice, and he's seen himself in the under 23. He saw himself being nominated to also be in the Black Galaxies before he traveled outside. And now, if he's had the opportunity of being in the Blasters, he's seen it all. He's an elite youth player. So if he has an opportunity of availing in the A national team, he's properly transitioned into the phases of his development. And you see that there's no way he's going to panic. There's no way he's going to have a low self-esteem. He can only be better integrated with the processes that are there, because some of the players he's meeting are players that he's met, in different phases of the national team.
Awesome. Coach, we saw a revelation in Caleb Irenchi. A lot of us expected of Mohamed Fousseni because he's had a very stellar season in Belgium. But a lot of Ghanaians don't seem to know much about these boys. You coached as an assistant at North in Denmark. And I'm sure you have so much to tell us about Caleb Irenchi and what potential he offers Ghana.
Yeah, I think Caleb is I remember, when I came down as a technical director and head of football for Right to Dream, and then by then Lai was the coach of the senior academy squad, that is the IA squad, and then and I remember Caleb will always get the right card because he doesn't talk much, but he works more. He doesn't talk much. He only works more. And Caleb is equally as strong in the academic level, just as he's strong on the pitch. And he could have just schooled, and then he will be better. But he's strong in both ends. And I remember when I called him in the office to tell him that, look, you need to know how to play games where you will not be red carded, because he gives it 101%, when he's playing. And he's been better educated. To be honest with you, these boys that you spoke about, they are all have been better educated in terms of their character development, that is their attitude and other intelligence in terms of emotional and social, and they have been better educated in terms of their level of player integration and adaptation. They have also been better educated in terms of different styles of play when it comes to football and philosophies, because the structure of the Right to Dream Academy is not for you to play for them. It is for you to be able to filter into the world. Filter into the world means that you should be able to adapt in different football structures and different environments, because you develop players in academy not for them to just win laurels for you, but for them to be able to fit into different environments of the world in terms of football, and also in terms of how they carry themselves as human beings and to integrate with other people. And so these are the type of people that we find. Caleb is a central player, but Caleb can play anywhere you put him. He can play anywhere. Gaddafi is a wide player, and he plays. His speed is amazing. His speed is amazing, and he's also been better educated. He has been better educated in terms of the structures.
Coach, the other day, somebody raised an issue about the fact that Caleb was played out of position. When exactly does he love to play?
Caleb is a central player. He's a central player. He play as a GM, and he can play as a CM.
Wow.
So he's better. He can play with the ball, and he can play very well without the ball. And that's why I said he's been better educated. Just in the simple terms, he's gotten his football education, in a better way, and he's transitioned, in the right environment, because from Right to Dream to FC Northern gives him the right orientation, just like Kudus and then Abu Sadiq, and then
Kamal.
Katanga, Kamal Din Slimana, Ernest Nuama, and others all got, because when you move into that straight, and Kudus had the best one because from there he went to Ayas, and Ayas also plays similar like FC Nordland, so his transition was very, very smooth and challenging. Because when you transition the player, it is also good to give him that challenge so that he picks himself into the highest level. And I think that these boys that he's spoken about, there are even more of them. Abu Francis was their senior one. In terms of Caleb, I think Caleb is a 2005, and then I think Gaddafi is a 2002. And so these boys, in terms of their transition, they've had the right education, and I can only hope a smooth transition for them. I can only hope for the opportunities to come just like he came, and I know Caleb. As soon as the opportunity came, and then they say, "Oh, we'll play you as a right back," he just respond and say, "Oh, that's okay." He will just respond and say, "That's okay," because he will pick it.
Wow. I'm sure Ghanaians must be convinced that our World Cup qualification hopes are very much alive, and Ghana will qualify with the talent we have and the direction of the team technically.
We need to be thinking about progressive development. We have to be thinking about that. There will come a time when players will transition into outside the football again. So that is, they will be ending their career. So once they are ending up their career, the ages are coming up. We should be thinking that once they begin to play with the Jordans and others, it gives them that best mood of integration and adaptation, so that they get to understand so many things, and then they get the guidance on the pitch. You could see how Jordan was guiding most of these young ones around. It was refreshing to see how Jordan will get closer to the young one and he's talking to them, and I think that is what we are missing sometimes in terms of our even our local leagues, where they don't have the opportunity of the very experienced and knowledgeable ones playing with them to guide them on. I've seen this Hamza guy playing for Port City, and he had the chance of playing in a Sportif before, and still playing. You can remember these years of Sportif, Real Sportif of Tema,
yeah,
and still playing. He's still playing. When I watch him playing in the first division, I'm like, this guy is top professional, playing and then guiding the younger ones. Still playing at the elite level. It's amazing that when you have players who are in this level and still have younger ones around that they can mentor around is good. And it's good to have Jordan, have a Gideon Mensah. Gideon Mensah was in my 2014 under 20 squad. If you have him, and also still have Asmiru, and then you have Somet. These are all players who have been in the Blast for some time now. Have them to support these other guys around. For me, it's very resounding, and it makes a very good sense.
It's been an amazing time with you, but for clarification and authentication purposes, it's just fair that I ask this question. Earlier this morning, I got a document from the Ministry of Sports and Recreation, and interestingly, I found your name in the document, and it's about outstanding arrears that has been paid to Black Stars coaches who were owed by government. Is it right?
I think it's right, but I ask myself, is it right that now it's coming out, and the people have to talk about this on the media front. At the time these coaches were not paid. Coaches didn't come to talk about this. They were only following due diligence, and I think it's right to say yes, but I think it is not right because
to publicly put it out with the figures and all that.
Because people are also working, and who would be happy if they put things out like this? I think, in my opinion, that is not really right. But it is right that yes, because we don't come out. Did we come out to?
No, I never heard you say anything when they were owing you.
Important. You only speak with the person who is owing you, but you don't go about talking about it on air. I don't think it's is right.
That's fine. You'll be rooting for RTU today to qualify to the Premier League, I guess.
I'm a national figure now, and so.
I was just telling my colleague. Say, I'm sure Clone can want some. I better on RTU.
I wish all the teams a better afternoon, and then they should sell good football and may the better side win. And I don't have to say where I belong. I think anyone who is in football and anyone who knows what I stand for will understand what I want.
Coach, your small boy, there's a guy here. His name is Nanedu. He's pushing me to ask you a question. I'm not comfortable. He says I should ask you whether you accept an offer from any of the Premier League clubs if it's right for you to come and coach back in the Premier League.
Even if it's a second division, even if you employ me to come and do a work for you in the second division, and I know the goals and then the objectives and then the clear roadmap set is right. Why not? You want me to die with the knowledge I have?
If you know, I want to say, Sadiani has in koffer.
No, we are in for football, and then we want to die in football, and we want to contribute the best that we can in the arena of football, and it doesn't matter what level we are. We can always bring something that is credible and something that is very beneficial for the country. I try to give in my all wherever I find myself. But you appreciate that we need to have the right terrain, we need to have the right environment, we need to have a clear concept, we need to have a clear culture, we need to have a clear philosophy, clear direction where we all will understand where we want to start, what type of player we need to look for, and how we want to develop the players, the mode of methodology, and then our football can thrive. We need to really accept that we need to understand football and we need to understand football, and then we can move it in the best way.
It's an amazing time we've had with you. I was telling my friends this will not just be an ordinary interview, but it will be a lecture worth listening to. We are grateful for your time. Mas-Ud Didi Dramani, my very own.
I also thank you for reaching out and then connecting with you. And then, Nana, thank you very much. And then the best of the day and the weekend.
God bless you. That's Coach Didi Dramani. What an interview we've had. Charlie Didi, they only look at you. Oh, goodness me. Hi.